What's up, everybody? So you're thinking about buying a piece of property on the Oregon coast, maybe some Airbnb, maybe VRBO, short-term rentals, or you want to buy a retirement home or a second home on the coast, and maybe you want to rent it out a little bit. Well, in this video, we're going to go over all the different regions in Oregon where you can and can't get a piece of property and put it on the short-term rental market. We're going to get after it right now. Yeah. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living on the Oregon coast, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market on the coast. My name is Eddie, and I get emails, texts, calls, Zooms every single day from people just like you looking to purchase property on the Oregon coast. So whether you're looking to purchase that property in 9 days, 9 weeks, or 9 months, well, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, find my details in the description so that I can help you make that smooth transition to the Oregon coast today. Well, we are going to go after all of the details of short-term rental licenses. You're going to buy a piece of property as an investment. All you want to do is have this piece of property so that you can have a great cash flow from short-term rentals. This is the place you want to be. You're going to buy a retirement home. You're not going to move right away. So you want to rent it and maybe go over it every couple of weeks, a year until you retire to the coast. This is the place so you know where you can do that. Maybe you just want to buy a second home and you're just going to go to and fro on the Oregon coast. But when you're not there, you want to rent it short term. This is the place to be. We're going to go all the way around the coast, and we're going to do that now. So when we talk about the Oregon coast, we have from north to south, Clatsop County, Tillamook County, Lincoln County, Lane County, Coos County, and Curry County. All of those different counties along the coast have different rules. The county has rules, and then within the auspice of the counties, there are the cities, and different cities, some cities have rules, some cities don't have rules. So you want to be versed on what the best places are. I'm going to go and I'm going to do an exhaustive study through all of the coastal towns, and we're going to go through every coastal town. We're going to learn exactly what the different towns are and what they allow. And when we do this, I'm going to also put up a second version of this video where I'm going to give you the top. I'm not going to tell you today, but I'm going to give you the top 7 places that you're going to want to buy vacation rental licenses on the next video. So make sure that you see this one so you're well versed in all the different rules, and then see the next one so you know exactly where you're going to want to buy a piece of property where you can do short-term rentals on the next one. Okay, let's start on the North Oregon coast, which is Clatsop County. Clatsop County has no prohibitions. They have got no things that are going to prohibit you from having a short-term rental. However, you got to get a permit, and there's going to be some little exceptions that you're going to have to do. And with all of these, when you go to get your property, sometimes you have to do a property inspection. Sometimes you have to get an updated detail on your septic or your sewer, or you have to get them a floor plan, or you have to do, there's a list of things. Each different place has these things that you've got to do. But if you jump through the hoops, if it's allowed, it's going to be a very quick process. So you've got your cities, you've got your unincorporated areas. Those are the areas in between cities. So Astoria, Warrenton, Seaside, those are your major cities. Cannon Beach, that's all Clatsop County, okay? Those areas are all going to have pretty stringent rules, except for Seaside, on getting a short-term rental. So in Astoria, prohibited. Warrenton, prohibited. Seaside, you're gonna, when we zoom in, okay, we have right here, this demarcation, the west side of 101, or really the river here. You are going to run into a thing where they're going to run that by density. And so if you're going to want to buy a piece of property and vacation rental that property or short-term rent that property, you're going to want to call Seaside, have them pump that number into their database, and they'll give you the details on what's going to happen. But most likely what you're going to do is you're going to probably have to wait in order to get that vacation rental license in Seaside. But like I said, when we go a little bit north, Warrenton, between Warrenton, you've got Sunset Beach, Surf Pines, Gearhart, all the way to Seaside. Okay, Sunset Beach, Surf Pines, all of these areas in between, those areas are going to be in the unincorporated areas. So can you get in there where there's no prohibitions in the county, in Clatsop County? If you're going to want to buy a piece of property, make sure that you call the county, call the city and say, hey, this property, short-term rental, does it work? Yes or no? Those ones, normally when you're in those places, you're going to have the best shot there in Sunset Beach or Surf Pines. Gearhart, there's one area where you can get a short-term rental license. You're going to want to, there's a region I can show you, but I think the biggest thing is you're going to want to call the city and you're going to say, hey, does this work for the area, this house that I'm looking to rent for that? And there, it may be in that little pocket, it may not. We move south. Okay, Cannon Beach, Arch Cape. This is still Clatsop County, but once you get, the county line is right around here. When you get to Manzanita, you're now in Tillamook County. Tillamook County, they have a system where you've got to apply. There is a lottery system. They did that in October of 23. There's probably not going to be any new vacation rental license happening there, but when you go into these cities, so you've got Manzanita, Wheeler, Rockaway Beach, you've got Garibaldi, Bay City, and then Tillamook, all have different rules for their cities. I'm going to go through it. If it's not in one of those cities, it falls into the unincorporated areas. So Tillamook County, not going to happen, more than likely. You can call them, you can get details on the specific property you want, but they just did their lottery system there in 2023. And the way it works is you're basically going to get waitlisted until the next one. So they selected all of the licenses that were going to divvy out in October of 23. And, you know, when a property changes hands that did have a short-term rental license, it normally doesn't convey, it doesn't get handed off to the next owner. So then what happens is that open vacation rental license slot goes back to the county. Maybe they build a 5 or 10 and they do another lottery system. So you want to get your name in the pot if you're going to do that. But that's just the unincorporated areas. Manzanita is going to be one that it's going to be really hard to get it. It's basically got a wait list. It's got a capped number. So if you're going to buy a piece of property, say, I love Manzanita, I want to be in Manzanita, I eventually do want to be able to vacation rental there. Well, then you're just going to have to jump on the wait list and wait. It might be, 6 months. It might be 6 years. It's really hard to tell if there's not a lot of movement in properties there. Nehalem, Wheeler, same deal. You're probably not going to have an opportunity. Rockaway Beach, that is going to be one where you are not going to have a wait list. It's going to be a quick go through. They understand the value of vacation rentals. Some people do not understand the value of vacation rentals. They don't understand, when you have a bunch of people coming to your town, they're staying in your town, they're eating in your restaurants, they're paying whatever tax revenue while they're there, room tax, what have you, that it's a good thing. It can be a good thing. It can give you jobs during the touristy season. Rockaway Beach understands that, and that's something where if you buy a piece of property in Rockaway Beach, you're probably going to have a very smooth transition into the vacation rental market. We go down Garibaldi, Bay City, Tillamook. Those are all going by Tillamook County rules, so probably not going to get that. Cape Mears, Oceanside, Netarts, all those are the same. The next one, the Sand Lake area, Tierra del Mar, Pacific City. Pacific City is basically, and Neskowin. So basically Tillamook County starts right about here, okay? So when you're thinking of right here is this is Cascade Head. This is all Tillamook County, and anything that doesn't have specific rules for its city or for its town is going to fall into that unincorporated area of Tillamook County, goes back to the county, and they're just not going to have any openings. Okay, we're going to go now down to Lincoln County. So Lincoln County starts right around here. This is called Cascade Head. Great hiking area right here. How you can get there is you can drive down right here and you kind of walk up, or there's actually a road that goes from Highway 101. You can kind of see that road, and then there's a trailhead right around. Where is that trailhead? It's right there, and then you just kind of walk along the peaks, and that's a great hike, really good. And then there's another good one over. There's some good hikes. That's not what we're doing today. Lincoln County and Tillamook County right here. This is basically the line. So when we go south, Lincoln City is going to have, they're not really going to have a lot of opportunities because they have a wait list, they have a cap number, and you're going to have to basically, go into the different regions. So which regions are going to allow it? Rhodes End is going to be one that allows it. You're just basically going to have to go into there, buy a piece of property, and the cool thing about that is pretty soon those vacation rental licenses are going to be handed off. So if you're somebody that buys a piece of property there and it has a vacation rental license, it will, it's a real estate term, will convey. It will be transferred. It will be handed off. It will continue. Those are things that doesn't normally happen. But in the Rhodes End area, that is one of the better areas on the Oregon coast that's going to do it. Another place in Lincoln City, which is one of my favorite places, and some of the coolest houses, is right here, Olivia Beach. This place is cool. Let's just look at some of these photos because I want you to see how cool Olivia Beach is. So it has this center park here. This is down at the beach there. I love that there's got its own, but there's the park in the middle, and you can see, look how, it's just got a great vibe there. Most of these houses have the house, then some of them have garages with little places on top of the garage. They have alleys. That's the walk down to the beach from Olivia Beach. The walk is going to be kind of daunting to get up and down those stairs. But man, Olivia Beach is one of those spots on the Oregon coast in Lincoln City that's going to be great for vacation rental. That's going to be a place where you're definitely going to want to think, man, if I want to be in Lincoln City or I want to buy a piece of property that I can do a short-term rental, I would say definitely the Rhodes End area and definitely the Olivia Beach area. Okay. So what is going on with Lincoln County? It's one of the most stringent places on the Oregon coast to get a vacation rental license. In Lincoln City, well, I've gone over Lincoln City, but I wanted to go over the entire county, what the rules are. Basically, there's between 400 and 500 permits that they're going to go and give out. They have split the county into 7 regions or 7 zones, and they're normally split, on the west side of 101 or the east side of 101, and they use markers like rivers, so like, Highway 20, which is in Newport, all the way up to Depot Bay, or they might go Highway 20 to Highway 34, so Viewpoint River to Alsea River. They might go, I don't have the zone map, I should pull it up, but basically, here's the deal. Each of those zones are overwhelmed with short-term rentals according to their numbers. So they're trying to whittle that number down. Who's they? The county commissioners are trying to whittle that number down to just over 200. And basically how those go is if your rental license expires or if there's a change in ownership, basically they're not going to renew any of them, and they have a moratorium on it till August anyways to get any new ones. They're just going to let those whittle down until they get under the designated number. So let's say your zone that you want to buy a house in, maybe it has 50 vacation rental licenses now that have been grandfathered in, and they're going to go and only allow 12 in that area. Well, the problem is with that is that area, if you've got to go from 50 all the way down to 11 basically to get a now open spot, it's not likely that you're going to get one. So the cities are the ones that you're going to want to talk to. So we've talked about Lincoln City. Let's talk about Depot Bay. There are some regions here in Lincoln Beach, Lincoln Beach, that do allow as well, but they fall. This area falls into Lincoln County, so it's going to be tough. Depot Bay, it's probably not likely unless your house is in commercial zoning. I talked about that earlier. Commercial zoning is kind of like the get out of jail free card, so that's one. Otter Rock, nope, that falls into Lincoln County. Beverly Beach, same. Now we're in Newport. Newport has a couple regions, normally on the bayfront. That's a lot of commercial zoning. So if there's any residential places, which I've listed a couple down there on the bayfront. If you're on the bayfront and you have a commercial zone property, you can vacation rental it. Also, Nye Beach. There's a zone in Nye Beach that is perfect. They are going to allow, the city of Newport basically has a cap of, it's capped at 200 and there is a wait list. So if you buy a piece of property in Nye Beach, get your name on the list and you'll get in there eventually. We go south, South Beach, unincorporated. When I say unincorporated, just go to Lincoln County, Seal Rock, unincorporated. Walport, so Bayshore, Walport, that area, that's in the city of Walport. They are not unincorporated and they have pretty good rules. So if you buy a piece of property here and you apply, it's probably going to be smooth sailing to get yourself into that rental market. Wakanda Beach is still in Walport. Now we're in Tillamook. Now this is unincorporated until you get just north of Yachats and then you're in Yachats. So remember, unincorporated, just go back to the county rules, which county there's a moratorium and they're probably, you're just probably not going to be able to get anything. In Yachats, it's capped at right around 100 and I believe it's 125. And basically, if say there's transfer of ownership, those people lose their rental license, there becomes an opening, 5-10 openings, then they do with everybody that's on the wait list, they do a lottery system. And I've had people who bought their house, put their name in the hat, and they've gotten their vacation rental license in a month. And I've gotten another group of people that have done that, and they haven't gotten a vacation license in over a couple of years. So it really, it's interesting there. Okay, so now right south of, this is Cape Perpetua, basically right at Thor's Well. Oh, this doesn't make for good television. Anyways, right around there was a sign. And basically it says, this is Lane County. So now we're in Lane County. Lane County is mainly, right? We've got Benton County. Benton County is, Benton County, I believe, is Corvallis. Lane County is Eugene, that area. Well, they get a little sliver that comes over, and it's going to go from Yachats and then just south of Florence. So that is going to be, Lane County is one of the good spots to be if you're going to do a vacation rental license. They're very accepting of vacation rental licenses. They're going to be allowing those very easily. So that's probably a place you want to get in very quickly if that's something that you're trying to do. Now we go south. Now we're in Douglas County. Douglas County, the county seat is Roseburg. And they basically have, so it's like a lot of these inland counties wanted just one piece of the coast. So Lane County got Florence, Douglas County got Reedsport. Douglas County is currently not allowing vacation rental licenses. They call it a moratorium. They're currently on a moratorium. Coos County, so Coos Bay, North Bend, Coquille, Myrtle Point, Bandon. Okay, what you need there is in the unincorporated areas, you're going to need a land use permit, okay, which is not difficult to get. It's going to be something that you could do. So if you can find a good property that's on the ocean and you're getting a lot of traffic there. Maybe just north of Bandon Dunes, maybe just west of Coos Bay. So one of my favorite spots on the entire Oregon coast, past Charleston, is Sunset Bay State Park. There are some places around here. This is one of the coolest little places in and on the Oregon coast. That would be a good place. Or just north of Bandon, there's some properties along this place where Bandon Dunes is that would be really, really nice, especially in that Seven Devils area. So we go south, and well, let's just talk about the different areas, because I was talking about unincorporated areas. That's Coos County. Coos County is going to allow, you just need a land use permit. But North Bend, that's going to be a good place. They don't have a cap, they don't have a wait list, and it's going to be allowed. Coos Bay, they're just under, so there's like a designation here. There's a split. I believe it's like right here. You go south, this is Coos Bay. Coos Bay, they have a cap of just under 100. I think it's, my memory serves me right around 75. And basically, you just buy your property, get on the wait list, short wait list. You'll probably get through pretty quickly. The problem is, do you really want a short-term rental in Coos Bay? I mean, there's not a lot of tourists that are coming to stay there for a lot of events. So might be a good, might be easy. North Bend might be easy, but I just don't know how many people are going there and staying there long-term. Bandon is a place people want to be. People are coming to Bandon. They're going to Bandon Dunes. They're going to the ocean. They're going to Face Rock State Park. They're going to all of the regions around Bandon. Well, Bandon, it's allowed. However, the density is going to make it kind of unavailable. So maybe just outside Bandon, right? Get into those unincorporated areas. Okay, now we're south of Bandon, and we've moved into the southernmost county in Lincoln County, or in, Oregon, and on the Oregon coast, and that is Curry County. Curry County might be the most friendly county when it comes to short-term rentals, okay? So whether that's cities, whether that's counties, like unincorporated area of the county, this is the place. So if you can find a piece of property in Curry County, there is, it's going to be great, unless the cities are a little different. So when we go to Port Orford, one of my favorite cities on the Oregon coast, I love the southern Oregon coast. When we get to Port Orford, you are now in banana belt territory. You have striking, beautiful view. I mean, you look at just this picture right here, you see this rock formation. You have those jutting out of the ocean all the way from here down to the California border. It is unbelievable. This is a place that I would definitely try to find, but it is the most remote. So, you might have trouble filling stuff up, but who knows? So when you're basically on the southern Oregon coast, Port Orford is a city. It is capped. It is has a wait list. Might not be the place. But then when you get out of there and you get into the unincorporated areas, boom, that's where you want to be. And between here and Gold Beach, there's a ton of beautiful sites, not a ton of homes, but if you do get a home in there, it's going to be a good spot. Gold Beach has 25 openings, and that's what it is. So I wouldn't expect too many openings in the Gold Beach area. Pistol River, unincorporated. Carpenterville, unincorporated. Brookings, the southernmost city on the Oregon coast, and one of the best cities on the Oregon coast. They don't have very many rules there. So it's going to be pretty smooth sailing in Brookings or Harbor or anywhere south of there until you get to the California border for you to get it. So when you're thinking about the Oregon coast, buying a vacation rental where you can do Airbnbs, VRBO, short-term rentals, there are different regions that are good. There are different regions that aren't so good. In my next video, I'm going to go over where I would look, maybe my top 7, maybe my top 9, maybe my top 10. We will see of where to buy, specifically where to look for those vacation rentals. I didn't give you too much of a heads up. I didn't give you too much of a tip, but here's the deal. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be closer to Portland with poor weather? Do you want to be kind of far from Portland with pretty good weather? Do you want to be away from the cities and in a more remote location, but have amazing weather. Because when you get south of Bandon, Banana Belt territory, you're getting 2 months more of sun a year. You still get the precipitation, but that's just the way it goes. So we went through Clatsop County to the north, Tillamook County, Lincoln County, Lane County, Coos County, and Curry County. Those are the counties of the Oregon Coast. Whatever city you want to know about, give me a call, shoot me a text. If you need information, hey, I'm looking at getting a vacation rental in this town. I am the Oregon Coast Property Pro, and I'm here to help you with your vacation rental, retirement home, second home, property needs. Whatever you need, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. Let's jump on a Zoom and we'll find it. That's going to do it. Task of going through all the different cities, regions, incorporated, unincorporated regions, golly, on the Oregon coast. And I really appreciate you watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and just remember, make this the best day ever. Have a good day, folks.